basically we had a discussion about how the application is getting deployed, what exactly we are doing, right? In that WhatsApp discussion, can you just quickly copy paste it in the chat, in the Zoom chat? Yeah, usually what happens, yeah, that's one. So there are two separate teams or two different teams in an organization. One is the infra team and another one is the application DevOps team. Infra team manages creating the infra, managing the infra, updating the infra, deploying the patches, whatever. I mean, specific to networking and other resource related tasks. But when it comes to application DevOps, it is for specific application team. Have you heard about what is vertical, what is horizontal team? Any idea what is a vertical team in an organization? Anybody has doubts? Anybody has at least some understanding? What is vertical team? What
No,
is
sir.
horizontal team?
No, sir. Never heard.
Never. Okay. See, I'll share my screen. I can draw to some extent, but I'll try to make sure, I mean, you get this. Uh, I'll go with a blank presentation for now. Say, how many of you are aware of different domains? Anybody has understanding on the domain? Banking, insurance, maybe real estate. What else you can think of?
Medical, finance.
Yeah, medical, healthcare, that is, finance. Like that, there are different domains or different categories people work on. So this is called basically horizontal team. Sorry, vertical team. Say like companies like Tech Mahindra, right? They'll be dealing with multiple customers because it's a service-based company. There are some teams which work for all different teams. They are called as horizontal team. So like that, in any organization, there'll be a horizontal team, there'll be a vertical team. People who are in the horizontal team, they work for multiple functions for different domains, different customers. They probably take care of some infra, they take care of some network, they take care of some finance stuff. That is applicable for all the domains, all the customers who are in the vertical. Any doubts at this point? You may need to learn a little bit about what is vertical, what is horizontal, if you talk about any organization. So that thing probably you should make a note right now and then start learning a little bit about what is a vertical team, what is a horizontal team. So people who are working on the infra, right? They'll be like a horizontal team. They'll be working for multiple different teams. They'll create the infra and just give it to one of the team members, like say business banking team, or maybe. So this example is not exactly the same in an organization. Within the banking company, there'll be one horizontal team, there'll be different vertical teams. That team takes care of creating the infra for different groups. So person who is working on the infra, mostly a horizontal team. Person who is working as an application DevOps, he'll be a vertical team person. He'll be focusing only on the banking side. So he'll have more knowledge on the domain, more knowledge on the concepts within the banking. Whereas the horizontal team person, he knows exactly how does Terraform works, how does AWS different services work, maybe at the high level, Route 53, all of the networking, IAM, so many different things this guy will be aware of. So we use Terraform to create the infra, right? It is not always connected directly to the application deployment. This guy creates infra using the GitLab CI/CD pipeline, and the artifacts will be passed on to the application DevOps team, who is in the vertical. Okay. Any doubts? Any discussions at this point? I'll go like say Harris. You have any doubts?
No, sir. You can continue.
No. I'm going to be stopping at this point because I mean, there's nothing much that I'll be teaching you. You will have to learn on your own at this point.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear what is horizontal, what is vertical, what is infra, what is application DevOps?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Divya,
Yes, Shankar, it is clear.
sure. Nikhil, any questions you have?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. Since you are already in an organization, you would have understood a little bit about, I mean, how things are working. You would probably see similar structure in your organization. Someone are vertical, someone are horizontal.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sindhu, any questions?
No, sir, no questions.
Zafira?
No, sir.
Okay. Sure, now I'll stop sharing the screen. Okay, I'll share my screen once again. Just a second. Okay. Now, here I say artifacts, right? The infra guy gives artifacts. I simply say AR. What is this artifact as of now? Zafira? The infra guy is creating some resources and he is passing on the artifact to the application DevOps. It is like I am creating something, I'm the infra guy, I'm asking you to deploy the application on this particular machine. So what are the artifacts I'm giving it to you?
Vertical team, like that, sir.
No. Say artifacts means what it is. Artifacts means some
The
data,
resources.
information. Yeah, Sindhu, yes.
Yes, sir, I said it's the resources
Yeah, what
that is
resource?
given by.
Correct. What is that?
EC to IP.
Yeah, AC to IP address and
Maybe other information like
key,
I don't know.
private key.
Yes, sir, it's keys.
Yeah, so private key. Only these two things are required at this point because we are not creating ECS cluster. We are not creating any big network, like no VPC, nothing, right? We are just worried only about single EC2 deployment. For that, we require IP address and a private key. With this, we are creating a CI/CD pipeline. That's what we are currently doing. So it's a pretty simple environment where you need to think about only creating the CI/CD environment, creating the .gitlab ci.yaml file, and make sure the application is properly cloned. So you have also as an application DevOps engineer, you also have the git repo URL. So git repo URL you have, right? That is nothing but https colon whatever GitLab repo URL, web app, Java web apps or Python web apps. That particular application you need to configure your .gitlab YAML file and make sure your stages are configured and pipeline is running successfully. That is what we are trying to do. Any questions on this? Divya?
No questions.
So basically here we'll have a build, test and deploy. See, sometimes we don't have to really do any build, any test, but you can directly do the deploy. But depending on the application that you are building, you may require a build stage, test stage and deploy stage. So always make sure three stages are there in your pipeline. I'll tell you because we have to expand it a little later. That's why I'm saying you have to have a build, test and deploy, all three stages. What is that we are going to use for running the pipeline? Divya? We'll be using GitLab Runner. So that is by default, right? GitLab uses GitLab Runner for running the pipeline. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there'll be an executor that you need to configure. That could be a Docker executor or any other executor, VM or something. On that executor, your pipeline will be running. That means different stages will be running on this particular Docker container. So your Docker container image takes care of running a pipeline and showing you the results. What you need to do is on this GitLab executor, you need to create your build and then do the deployment on EC2. That means if you look at my pipeline YAML file, you will clearly see that you are building the package and you're putting this artifact somewhere, and then from there you're copying it to EC2 and starting the application. Now I'll go to the okay. You guys see my GitLab account, right? Do you see my GitLab login?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So if I go to Java Web Apps, in which I configure the pipelines, I'll show you. See, even I tried multiple things. At the end, I made it work. So I'm giving EC2 user as a variable, EC2 host, I'm getting the variable from the variable that I declared in my group settings. Okay, I have a SSH server IP, SSH private key. These two things I'm calling, only the host I'm calling it here, so that I can call it as EC2 host instead of SSH server IP. I have three stages: build, test, and deploy. So accordingly, I need to call these jobs here. Line number 12, I'm calling the build stage. I'm using Docker image, which is nothing but a Maven, which contains this particular package. This particular, inside that particular image, I'm calling this particular tag, I would say. Then we are calling scripts. That is a simple Maven clean package. What happens is, since I'm running the pipeline from Java Web Apps, the pipeline takes care of cloning this repository onto this machine, and it does this dskip test. And these are all simple ls commands, pwd commands that I wanted to check whether I'm getting the right output or not. Initially, it was searching for war file, whereas I was having a jar file. That's why the pipeline was failing. I'll show you the pipeline why failed. What was the reason it failed? So from there, you can understand how to troubleshoot also. If we go to build and pipelines, I guess this error was that one, and if not, so it is a different error. Here it is showing the way I was trying to run the service as a system CTL, it was failing. That was the reason why this was failing. But if you look at somewhere here, you will see that pipeline is failing because of no var found. I was searching for a var file. I mean, the ChatGPT given CIML file was searching for a var file instead of a jar file. But by looking at the error messages, I was able to figure out this is looking for a var file, and then I changed the code to look for a jar file. So looking for a .jar file and copying the jar file. So in this Maven test, it's a simple Maven test that will do unit testing for your application that is getting built. That is a jar file. It will test. So here it will pull artifacts from build job. So from the build job, whatever jar file is there, that it will pull it and then use it here inside. If you look at it here, I am copying SCPing to the EC to IP. See line number 54, if you look at it, SCP doing the target.jar file from the executor to the EC2 instance, and then logging on to the EC2 machine, and if it is running, I'm killing and then running a no-hub jar on this machine. It is equivalent to logging into EC2 machine, running the git clone of the repository, then doing all that. Instead of that, I'm just copying only the jar file and starting the application from there. Then I'll be able to get the application accessed. So if you really look at all this before script and all, it is trying to just verify very few things, very small thing. Adding the strict host key checking no, that is to avoid the unexpected interruption while doing SSH. And here also I'm doing a SSH connection test. Connection timeout 10 seconds. If the connection is timed out, it will exit from here instead of going to the next line. So this also I took help from ChatGPT. Only thing is I wanted to have a I wanted to have a SSH connection check before doing the SCP or SSH, so that my pipeline is not failing with a random error. So if you really look at it, you can understand a bit more. Okay, any questions? I'll put this chat in the link in the chat. Okay, I'll again go round table. Any questions from Divya?
So the EC2 IP and the SSH key we are providing to the GitYAML side, right?
Correct, exactly. That will be provided by the infra team. That you have to utilize or consume. That is the only thing that you're going to consume, because you do not know exactly where the machine sits. It will be on the same AWS account. You will be given only the key and only the access to the EC2 machine, not everything. Okay. Harris.
Got it, sir. I had a doubt. This was the doubt actually, and now it's clear.
Okay, cool. Nikhil, anything from you?
No, sir, got it.
Sindhu?
No doubt, sir.
Sure. Zafir, anything?
No, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, Zafira, a question for you. What is the next step here? I mean, after completing the EC2 deployment, CI/CD
Okay, sir.
deployment, what will be the next step?
We need to run build and test deploy.
Yeah, so see, in the EC2, I'll type it here probably. What we need to do now is the build stage should have some build that can be copied for deployment. That is one thing that we need to figure out. In the test stage, what is required? There must be some unit test. So as a developer only, you have to do something. There must be some unit test to validate the code. That means, say for example, you are writing a if condition or a for loop or a while loop, whether all the loops are completed, all the loops are at least executed once. That is a thing that you normally do it in the unit test. For this, you need to build some automation that you need to integrate into test stage. So test stage will be a dependency for deploy stage. If test fails, test stage fails, it will fail to move to deploy. Okay. We can also have Sonar Cube integrated here. Sonar Cube integrated. This Sonar Cube has to be deployed by us, and the same to be used in our pipeline. So this is the next step that we need to do. After that only, we'll go with the deploy stage. I'll copy paste this content so that you can get some idea by putting this thing into the ChatGPT. Okay. And after that, what we are going to do is we'll build a 3-tier as a developer. Either I or somebody else will build a 3-tier application, and we'll go with again the same EC2 deployment. First one is manual. Second step is CI/CD. What will be after the 3-tier application? That will be container based app, 3-tier. So here we'll have to again do a manual deployment, and then CI/CD. It will be again simply on EC2 machine. Then only we'll be moving further towards ECS, EKS, like that one by one. Okay. I guess I'm done with whatever explanation I need to give. Any questions?
No, sir.
So do we have to finish all the things that you just mentioned for this task?
No, this will take at least minimum of week or 10 days. If you finish fast, probably if you sit for 2-3 days continuously, you can finish all that up to container-based deployment.
Sure.
If you also teach other people in the team, and they can also benefit it, and you will also benefit it by teaching the things that you will learn. So that, I mean, you get better clarity on whatever you have learned.
Sure, sir.
Sure. Okay. Okay, then if there are no questions, I mean, we can wind up.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, thank you. Bye.